smoke and flames shooting into the air, evacuations and nervous neighbors in Canon City watching as that fire gets closer.
Wow, what a day it's been. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us on News First 5 at 10. I'm Rob Quirk.
And I'm Lisa Leiden. Our top story tonight, that out-of-control wildfire that's burning near Canon City.
Yeah, so far it's burned about 700 acres since it sparked about 2 o'clock this afternoon in the Parkdale Canyon area of Fremont County. Meteorologist Mike Madsen is watching the dry conditions in First Alert, but first, let's go live to the scene with Jeanette Hines via News First 5 SatLink with the very latest. Jeanette, what can you tell us?
Rob, just in the past few moments, they have opened up a portion of Highway 50, but Highway 50 remains closed tonight in between Highway 9 and Parkdale. But they also have opened up Highway 9 for people who need to go that way tonight. The Colorado Department of Transportation tells me they are watching the weather to make sure the roads are safe. Low humidity and high winds pushed the Parkdale Canyon fire dangerously close to Highway 50. Authorities closed the highway and turned people around, including a mother and daughter trying to get home to their animals.
The fire's not really close to our house, it's just a matter of getting there.
They'll have to drive through Cripple Creek to get home.
It's very scary because it's getting real close to the highway. It could jump the highway and it's only got a matter of, probably 10 miles to get to our house.
The attack from the air includes planes and helicopters dropping water onto the fire. People evacuate from the 8-mile hill area, including the Royal Gorge.
You'd hear the wind and then you'd hear the crackling of something else catching on fire. So, I mean, it's just kind of sad to see.
As people watch the fire spread, crews work to keep those people safe. Now, agencies are meeting tonight, putting together a game plan to fight this fire tomorrow and also to assess the safety situation out here, whether or not people will be able to come to the Royal Gorge or to other tourist attractions that are along Highway 50. That decision will likely be made in the morning. Reporting live in Fremont County, Jeanette Hines, News First 5.
Speaking of the morning, Jeanette, thanks so much for that report. Our News First 5 SatLink truck and crew will stay on the ground overnight and have very up-to-the-date live reports coming in beginning at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Now, here are the facts first about the Parkdale Canyon fire. It started around 2 this afternoon. Authorities believe several fires sparked along the railroad tracks southeast of Parkdale. It's estimated more than 700 acres have burned. Several structures have burned. At this hour, the BLM does not have an exact number. There were more than 14 agencies working this one, more than 100 firefighters from the U.S. Forest Service, as well as area teams. 5 aircraft have been helping with water dumps. Evacuation orders include 8 Mile Hill, all businesses along County Road 3A, as well as the Royal Gorge and Buckskin Joe's, which of course are closed tonight. All the campgrounds along Highway 50 from the junction of Highway 9 to Parkdale. 177 911 calls went out for evacuation orders. Tonight, evacuees are being housed at the Evangelical Free Church in Canon City. We also just have word that fire crews will remain in place all night.
Take a look at this. Many of you have written in wondering about all the smoke that's moving into the Colorado Springs and El Paso County areas, wondering if there are more wildfires around here. Well, this picture from Renee Ortega, it tells the story. The Springs Fire Department and those on the ground say there are no concerns. The smoke is flowing north from Fremont County, and we are told, understandably, you can expect this condition to persist for the next couple of days.
Well, our news crew's on the scene, as well as many of you have been sending in your pictures. Let's take a look now. This one taken near the Royal Gorge Bridge shows that fire billowing in the background this afternoon, and another a little closer showing the huge plume of smoke.
And we got a great perspective from Amanda Tenney this afternoon. She was up in the air in one of the choppers flying around, an aerial view from above showing the bird's eye view. Take a look at a couple of photos. There's another shot there as well.
County Commissioner Ed Norton took this shot. Many of you know Ed, a former newsman well known in southern Colorado. And of course, whenever there's breaking news, we'd love your help reporting it. Head to newsfirst5.com or to Facebook and click on Participate to upload your photos.
And once again, let's take a look at why we got so many calls about this fire. Here's the view earlier this afternoon from our weather bug camera in Canon City. As you can see that time lapse, the smoke billowing and building high into the air throughout the course of the afternoon, and then of course into the early evening. Meteorologist Mike Madsen in with First Alert. Mike?
The fire danger remains extremely high from the foothills westward. In fact, as we take a look at the current conditions, look how warm it still is. It's 74 in Colorado Springs, in the 80s in Pueblo and Pueblo West, 79 in Canon City. The fire is just to the northwest of Canon City, and the relative humidity is in the single digits in that area. Now, because of that and the fact that the wind speeds will be increasing, the temperatures climbing tomorrow, we'll have another red flag warning from Teller and El Paso counties to western Los Animas County, westward through the mountains onto the west.